Good morning, friends. Namaskar, Sasyakal, and Adab. This is my 264th video, and in this video, also, we will be covering how land records had to be maintained and retained. Now, let's go back to 1802. These were certain provisions in the Madras Presidency. By now, the 56th of present provinces of Bengal, 1/8 of Assam, 1/10 of United Province, and a quarter of Madras, representing in all about 1/5 of the area of British India, are permanently settled. So that means by 1802, let's say if the Britishers were holding 100% of land, 1/5 of the area was permanently settled by 1802. Now, was this 1/5 area of these 57 cantonments of the British era? Now, we'll read this further. The commonest term of settlement at the present day is one of 30 years, a period first introduced in Bombay in 1938. So, meaning by 1938 plus 30 years makes it 1868. Extended to Madras and Agra. The same was further extended in 1867 to Orissa. Central Province, it was extended between 1860 to 1870. But very interestingly, but it never came into use in Punjab, wherein the great part of the province, the shorter term of 20 years has been recognized as a rule. And that in the Punjab, also 20 years should be usual term, 30 years being admitted in some cases, where the land is fully cultivated, rents, fair and agriculture production not liable to violent oscillations, it is sufficient if the demands of the government are readjusted once in 30 years, such that once in the lifetime of a generation. Now, this is very important that the Britishers started from 1802 till 1870. They accepted whether you are in possession of a property for 30 years, in Punjab 20 years, in some cases you will be deemed what? Proprietors. Now, during this pendency period of 30 years, you are being charged of rent or revenue. That's a separate story. Whereas the opposite condition prevails where there are much wastelands, low rents, and a fluctuation cultivation, or again, where there is a rapid development of resources owing to the construction of roads, railways, or canals, to an injurious to the people who are unequal to taxpayers, who is temporarily deprived of the additional revenue to which he has a legitimate claim. The standard period, therefore, to which the great part of India is gradually tending to conform may be looked upon as 30 years. Now, this resolution was finally passed if Governor General in Council number 1 dated 6 January 16th, 1902. Now, let's in the Imperial Gazetteer on page 229. So, whatever I'm speaking is speaking on law and reference, and gazetteers do not need to be proved. Residents do not propose to go into the details about the assessment of cultivated lands within the limits of cantonments or civil stations. Two, the government orders are to be found in the number 30 land revenue of the Financial Commissioner Console Circular, to which I have been alluding. The redemption of the land's revenue is permitted in the cases of houses, sites, and etc. This details may be found in the Financial Commissioner Circular number 30F, reference 50. Now, this is referring to page 562 of Land System of British India, the modern settlement of land revenue under the modern system of 1887. This is Act 17 of 1887, Section 32. The local government issues a notification for the record of rights. Be prepared. I will assume that a resurvey is required. And of course, before the rights can be recorded, the fields must be correctly measured and mapped, and all disputes settled. The plan is professional. Cadastral surveys adopted as in northwest western province, but not in Punjab. The term cadastral means to accompany and illustrate an exact register of properties and holdings. The village map is called Sharja. Paripasu with the map is made a field book or an index to the field or survey number showing the area and measurements. The maps are generally on the scale of 16 inches to a mile. Smallest could be 1 inches to 330 feet, or as near to that as local measure allow. It should be mentioned that sites of villages and towns on which land revenue is not levied or excluded from the Act 17 of 1887, Section 4, Maps and Records. The revenue officer is empowered to define the limits of the village sites or town sites which is excluded. A dotted line is drawn. Now, see the Financial Commissioner Circular number 12 of 1890, was known as Lakhir or the Red Line. So these lands were outside the settlement limits. Page 556, 558 of Land System of British India. Now, were we lands within the Lal Lakhir? So our settlements never took place. Lal Lakhir in today's terminology is called a Lal Dora. Friends, please educate yourselves. Your pleadings will only bring you forward in your case. And now, with all my efforts for the last 5 years, I am now giving you all references, page numbers, consoles, financial commissioner reports. So please read them, understand these things, talk to your advocates. If not much, talk to me. I'm always available. But yes, there are no free lunches in today's world. Thank you. Good day.